Hello, this is Julie Fast for Bipolar Happens. I'd like to talk today about some of the other symptoms I experience when I'm in a bipolar disorder downswing. For example, when I'm doing well, I can sit in my studio downstairs and do my professional videos and set it up. But when I'm in a downswing, it's very hard for me to set things up and do any kind of administrative task. So I end up doing, for example, a video in my car versus doing a video in a more professional setting. But one thing that I've learned is that I would rather get something done than have something perfect. So that's one of the trade-offs of trying to work when you have bipolar disorder. Today, I'm dealing with my inevitable downswing that comes from doing a lot of work. I had a very big project done that was very exciting and managed to get it done on a deadline, but it just knocked me out for 2 days. You might also notice that my face is very red. I have a lot more food reactions when I'm in a downswing, a lot more trouble with my stomach and all of that kind of stuff. I notice changes in vision. I've written a lot about changes in the eyes when I'm manic, and that's my research that I've been doing for about 20 years. But I also notice that when I'm depressed, I don't see as well. And I think that's one of the reasons that it's hard for us to have eye contact when we're down, where we tend to isolate and not want to be in social settings. For example, right now, it's really hard for me to look forward and do this video. This is how I actually feel. I would feel much more comfortable sort of being down like this and not having to look at you. But I have to force myself to look up and focus and be available when I'm depressed. The world closes in around me. When I'm manic, the world expands, especially euphoric mania, and I feel very connected to other people and things are very bright and beautiful. But when depressed, it feels like things are pushing in on me. I'm very hard on myself when I'm depressed like this. In fact, one of the readers on the Stable Bed, which is a part of Facebook that I run, was asking a question about having a child who doesn't want to get treatment or doesn't see the need for treatment when they're depressed. And I'm like, well, that's because it's a symptom. When I'm depressed like I am today, the only thing I can think about is what a failure I am. Why can't I work? What's wrong with me? I feel like crying. Why do I even try? Everything's pointless. Well, that's depression talking. And I've had to teach myself not to listen to depression, and it's very hard. Imagine being a regular person who just wants to move forward in life, who has goals and dreams, and then some days you wake up and your brain's not working. You've got a rash on your face and you have trouble washing your hair and you can't focus, and yet you've got a job to do and people you have to see and a life you need to live. Depression is just debilitating. One thing that I do, and I write about this a lot and get it done when you're depressed, is I just take things in small chunks. So today, where I was obviously not having my best day, I did manage to get some work done this morning. And then it was like, Julie, just keep going. And I had to focus on myself and say, just keep going. I managed to wash my hair, which is why my hair is wet right now. But it's sort of a miracle to do something like washing your hair and looking your best when you're depressed. And then I was able to get back and do maybe about 35, 40 minutes of work. And then it just stopped again. And finally I was like, all right, today is one of those days where it's not going to be perfect. I still have a couple more hours where maybe tonight I'll be able to sit down and prepare for some work that I have to do tomorrow. But I wanted to share this with you to show that if you struggle when you have bipolar disorder, especially when you're in a downswing, it's normal. Our shoulders change, our eyes change, our ability to be with other people changes, but we can fight that. We can say, I'm going to look people in the eye anyway. I'm going to try to work anyway. I'm going to talk to my healthcare team. I'm going to try medications. I might not feel like it's going to work, but it's better than this, not doing anything, which is what depression tells us to do. So I hope that you can find some help in hearing that, yes, just like everyone, I struggle with this, but I'm going to keep going and you can keep going as well. I really recommend reading books, listening to podcasts, doing fun things. I watched the 4th season of Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt today because it made me laugh. It's hilarious. If I can laugh when I'm depressed, then it means I also can sit back and get a little bit of work done as well. Good luck to you. You can find out more about my work on bipolarhappens.com. And I also write for BP Magazine. I'm a board member for the International Bipolar Foundation. And I really want to recommend just reaching out for help, especially if you're feeling suicidal. This is just an illness. We can deal with it. We can get better.